When mortals died in Greek mythology, they were sent to the Underworld, a location which could be bad or good depending on the mortal's earthly deeds. Any mortal feared death and hence feared the Underworld. But there was another place even worse, both location and a deity that brought dread to every being that heard his name, the primordial god of the pit, Tartarus. Like the other primordials, Tartarus was both an immortal being and an earthly concept. While his concept was the deep pit within the earth, and as a god, Tartarus was a dark-skinned man with rough diamond-like skin. Tartarus is first mentioned in the mythology during the creation myth, where he is the second child of chaos and brother to other primordial concept deities like Gaia, the Mother Earth, Nyx, Erebus, and Eros. A moment after being born, Gaia created the earth. Interested in his sister's creation, Tartarus decided to build a great cavern within the earth's deepest point. He wanted a place where he could be alone without any disturbances, so Tartarus began to dig. This cavern was surrounded by walls of solid stone and unbreakable elements. The floor was covered with rocks and pools of magma that brought light to the pit. Tartarus was happy with his new home. He dug so deep that if one were to drop an anvil from the surface of the earth, it would take 9 days to reach the cavern. It was a perfect home for Tartarus, who wanted to be left alone in peace. But little did he know that his silence would be disturbed multiple times. The first disturbance came from Nyx and Erebus, who wanted to make a home in the pit/cavern. So they pestered Tartarus for permission. Filled with his siblings' constant requests, Tartarus granted them permission to build their home at the very edge of his cavern. A decision Tartarus instantly regretted, because not long after, Tartarus noticed many new voices coming from the edges of his pit. Nyx had just given birth to a large flock of children, most of whom decided to stay and live in Tartarus itself. The next disturbance came from Tartarus' sister Gaia. She excitedly told him about her children she gave birth to. She described her 12 Titan children and other children as beautiful beings, each with unique, fascinating personalities. Overjoyed with her new children, Gaia wanted more, so she asked Tartarus to sire a child with her. Hearing this, Tartarus refused, but Gaia was persistent, and eventually Tartarus gave in. So the first child of Tartarus was born, the first Dracaena, Cambe. Leaving daughter with her father, Gaia returned to the surface. Sadly for Tartarus, the new disturbance came soon after. While trying to regain silence, wailing cries suddenly rang throughout the pit. Gaia's 6 children, the Cyclops and Hecatoncheires, had just been banished by their father to Tartarus' pit. Furious with his silence being broken, Tartarus built a giant prison along the walls of the pit and imprisoned the crying immortals. Cronus, after defeating his father, became the new king of the universe, but was scared of his 6 imprisoned brothers in Tartarus' prison. So he asked Cambe to guard the 6 immortals so that they don't escape. After witnessing all this, Tartarus went into deep silence for a long time. Many years passed, and suddenly one day, the sound of a great battle woke Tartarus from his silence. Quickly, he rushed to investigate and found that the prisoners escaped and his daughter was dead. That day, the great pit trembled with fury, and not long after, an enraged Gaia appeared before him. Zeus and the Olympians had defeated the Titans in the Battle of Titanomachy. Wanting revenge for her Titan children, Gaia asked for help. Tartarus agreed as he himself wanted revenge for his daughter Campe. Together they birthed many giants and monsters, but the Olympians were victorious all the time. Olympians had set an order in the world, hence both Tartarus and Gaia decided to keep that order. After all this mess, Tartarus finally decided to rest in silence and peace.